Hello everyone, welcome to another video. In this video I would like to show you my cast on crit Ice Nova assassin that uses Asenath Chant. I will start the video off by showing some gameplay, and after that I will talk about how I built the character. There will be timestamps, so if you want to skip to a certain part of the video, please check the description. Asenath Chant got reworked in 3.9, and now it makes it so that whenever you attack with a bow, you will cast the socketed spell. This makes it so that you can generate frostbolts without doing anything, which is incredible for any Ice Nova build. The build has incredible clear speed, pretty solid defense because we get around 6k effective life by using Mind Over Matter and Eldritch Battery. We also get to freeze monsters pretty reliably, even map bosses and some Metamorphs, and on top of that we get a decent amount of dodge from our Ascendancy. The build has incredible single target damage as well. I will show you an Awakening level 8 Conqueror kill at the end of the video. You can start the build with very minimal investment. The only item needed for the build is Asenath Chant, and that is pretty cheap at the moment. And if you are willing to spend some money on the build, it has like incredible scalability as well. I'm sorry for the laggy gameplay, but I wanted to show you the incredibly satisfying Herald of Ice Shatters, so I decided not to take off the MTX. I will quickly finish this map while you enjoy the shattering sounds, and after that I will talk about the gear.
Don't let your efforts go to waste. Let's use the samples you collected before they spill.
Okay, so I will quickly go over the gear now. Using Asenath Chant, of course, this makes it so that whenever you attack with a bow, you will trigger a socketed spell. In my case, this is Frostbolt. As you can see, whenever you attack, you will trigger Frostbolts. This is super nice because whenever you do crit, you will cast Ice Nova on those Frostbolts, which will give you a lot of damage and clear speed, so it's super nice. Using a Carcass Jack, it gives you a lot of area of effect, area damage, life, resistances. It's a nice item for this build. If you can't afford it, you can go for a Skin of the Loyal. These are fairly cheap. For your belt, I would recommend getting at least 14% increased cooldown recovery speed. This will reduce the internal cooldown of your cast on crit and allow you to crit 7 times per second, cast 7 times per second as opposed to 6. So it will give you a nice damage boost. Using Death's Opus, the bow itself has like decent crit chance, decent base crit chance. It gives you 100 crit multi for your Ice Nova, so it's a lot of damage. And on top of that, it makes it so that your bow attacks fire 2 additional arrows. It will give you like 2 more blasts on your blast train, which is super nice for like triggering the cast on crit. If you can't afford this, you can go for a Death's Harp. And also like the 206 links is not necessary. You can also clear the map with just 1 6 link and use blast train, or go for a 5 link. It's up to you in whatever you can afford. I'm using Deodris Tenure. This is like an item that no one uses. It's fairly cheap. It gives you spell damage. The reduced cast speed doesn't matter because we are playing cast on crit. And on top of that, since this is like an item that no one uses, you can get the implicit fairly easily, the elemental weakness on hit, which will boost your damage even further. So it's super nice. Using Mark of the Shaper, it's an amazing item that gives you like life and spell damage, given that your other ring is an elder item, which you can craft yourself fairly easily, and I would recommend that you actually craft yourself because it will be probably cheaper. You can craft it by just buying an elder opal ring or a diamond ring, whichever you can afford, or just any base, it doesn't matter. And then you can use Essence of Hatred. Essence of Hatred will guarantee that cold damage modifier, and then you can craft life, resistance, whatever you need on top of that. It will be probably cheaper to craft this, so I would recommend that. For your amulet, you want some life, crit multi. If you can get it, like accuracy definitely helps on your amulet, on your ring maybe, since this is the cast on crit build. You need to get accuracy somewhere. For your quiver, you want some life, crit multi, attack speed, and resistance. If you're lacking resistance, you can also like drop the attack speed or the crit multi, whatever. Up to you and whatever you can afford. For your boots, it's fairly simple, just life, movement speed, and resistances. And also, if you can get the enchant, the damage penetrates 10% of enemy elemental resistances if you haven't killed recently. Like this enchant boosts your damage quite a bit against bosses. So that's all the gear. So for flasks, Divine Life Flask of Staunching for the bleed removal, Diamond Flask of Heat for the freeze removal. This is always your go-to. Cinder Swallow is super nice because it gives you a lot of recovery, onslaught, crit chance if you can afford it. And you can also benefit from that second mod as well. Since Blast Rain only does fire damage, you will be able to ignite enemies fairly consistently. And finally, Sulfur Flask of Warding for the curse removal. You can go for more defensive options here if you prefer. You can go for like a Basalt Flask or Steel Knight Flask. I'll leave it up to you. That's all the flasks. Okay, so for gems, I have two separate setups. Blast Rain for single target and then Rain of Arrows for the map clear. If you can't afford two 6 links, I'm sorry, that's totally fine. You can just go for like a 5 link here or then just clear the map with Blast Rain as well. Just use 1 6 link, that will be totally fine. I'm linking my Blast Rain with Cast on Crit, Hypothermia, Energy Leech, Conk Effect and then Ice Nova. If you're gonna use like only Blast Rain, I would recommend that you swap out the Conk Effect for something like increased critical damage or added cold damage. It will probably be better. I'm linking my Rain of Arrows with Energy Leech, added cold damage, Cast on Crit, Hypothermia and then Ice Nova of course. We have the Frostbolt set up in our helmet. Frostbolt, GMP, Hypothermia and then Energy Leech. Using Summon Ice Golem gives you a lot of crit chance and a lot of accuracy, which is super important for this build. Using Zealotry because it gives you spell damage and spell crit chance. Frost Bomb is super nice for like bosses because it will reduce the enemies' resistances by 25%, so it gives you a lot of damage. While Righteous Fire is super nice because it gives you a nice burst of damage that you can use for map bosses and metamorphs. Blood Rage for the Frenzy Charge generation. Herald of Ice for those satisfying explosions. Precision gives you a lot of crit chance and accuracy. Once again, super nice for this build. And then Flame Dash as your movement ability. That's all the gems. Okay, so for passive tree, we are playing Assassin, of course. This stuff is pretty self-explanatory. Okay, so for passive tree, we are playing Assassin, of course. This stuff is pretty self-explanatory. I won't go over these. I would recommend using Mistwalker over something like Ambush and Assassinate because this gives you a lot of clear speed and then survivability, so it's overall a better option. I would recommend that you go for this Watcher's Eye. The fourth mod is what you're looking for. It will basically give you Arcane Surge all the time. Other than that, getting all the jewels, getting some accuracy, crit chance. I will let you take a look at the passive tree. I will also put a Path of Building link in the description if you want to just like copy it from there. Taking Mind Over Matter, Eldritch Barrier, of course. And I will also mention this as well. When you're looking for jewels, you want to just like look for as much multi as you can, crit multi, and on top of that, you can get things like spell damage, cold damage. Check the description for PoE.trade links with setup filters for jewels. I guess that's it about the passive tree. There's not much to be said here. For Pantheons, I would recommend going for the upgrade version of Soul of Shikari. It will give you immune to poison. And then this is up to you. Like I went for Brian King, but I don't think it matters so much. So I'll leave it up to you. So I guess that's it about the build. Let me know if I've missed anything. I will get back to you as soon as I can. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to like and subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And finally, before I leave, I stream on twitch.tv/urbourgle. So if you have any questions or you just want to come chill with me, feel free to do that as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have an awesome day, and I'll see you in the next one.
I shall cast you into a pit of infinite torture.